Good afternoon, friends. In the subject of fundamental of investment, we are talking on the subject of investors protection. In this lecture series on investors protection, this is my fifth lecture on investors protection. In today's lecture, I'll be focusing on investors awareness programs. As I told in the past, that Securities and Exchange Board of India, which is the regulator of the capital market, the financial markets in this country, has undertaken various steps, has taken proactive steps in protecting the investors. It has involved various intermediaries, it has involved various stock exchanges and the media, print media, electronic media, and all sorts of resources are being used for creating awareness amongst the investors about do's and do nots. What are their rights, what are their duties of the investors. And the basic idea of the basic premises of creating all these awareness programs is basically that if investor is aware, the chances of cheating, chances of wrongdoings get reduced. Because if the investors knows about the rights, about the duties, what they're supposed to do, and if they're knowledgeable, because knowledge is the key of any market. So if they're knowledgeable, they will able to take better decision and they will able to protect their hard-earned money. With this objective in mind, various steps have been undertaken by the Securities and Exchange Board of India, and one of the steps is to create awareness programs. So in today's lecture, I'll be talking about the various investors awareness programs. So investors education is one such thing. What does it mean is that investors education has emerged as a crucial part of Securities and Exchange Board of India effort to protect the interest of the investors in the security market. As I've been talking that at present, as per the figures of the August 2022, 100 million accounts have been opened in the depositories of NSDL and CDSL. 100 millions means 10 crore, right? Accounts are there. That is 10 crore different account holders are there, different shareholders are there, right? And who are having the demat account. So it's a very large number. We're the ninth largest market. The stock market is the ninth largest stock market in the world in terms of value. Number of companies that are enrolling with the stock exchange, that are getting listed with the stock exchange, right? They are expanding fast. So with this size of scenario, investors' interest, especially after the pandemic 19, the investors' interest in the stock market is expanding at a fast rate. With this expansion, it is very important that the person who enters into the market must be aware about the working system of these exchanges, working systems of the financial markets, working system of the stock exchanges, that working systems of the stocks, means the companies, so that they can take better decisions. So various institutions and market regulators have taken many initiatives to improve investors' awareness, and some of the key initiatives I'll be talking right now, like SEBI, investors awareness. I'm just referring here, then I'll go into detail of that. That investors awareness by SEBI. SEBI run campaign in regional languages for improving accessibility. When I use the word regional languages, it means not only in Hindi and English, which normally is being done in the country, but these days, because not only the investment in the stock market is limited to the big cities, the metro cities, but even in small towns and even in the villages also, people have started investing in the stock market. So since the people have started investing, so it is very necessary, it is utmost important that the people should get the knowledge in the regional languages. So in the vernacular, apart from the English and Hindi, many vernacular languages, the knowledge programs have been initiated by the Securities and Exchange Board of India. Through all its regional offices, the vernacular programs, means local language programs, have been initiated by the Securities and Exchange Board of India to make investors aware about the various aspects of the financial markets, and especially in terms of the capital market and the primary market. So it also conducts investor awareness program to make them aware about their rights and to safeguard their interest. Means how to safeguard the interest of the investor. Like say, for example, just to take a very raw example, right? Many of the investors are lured by the Ponzi schemes, where the companies offers a very high rate of return to the investors. Without going into the background of those companies, if you invest, there is a likelihood that you will be cheated. So SEBI always, through its awareness programs, through its education programs, that always educate the investors that don't be lured by these Ponzi schemes, don't be lured by these investors who just show very high rate of return. Means normal return which an investor should expect is workable. But if the company is showing you, if the person or an institution is showing you, very high rate of return, there is a likelihood that the things may not be as clear as it looks apparently. So you must deep down in the depth and see to it that what is the genuineness of the company, what is the genuineness of the people who are offering these high rate of returns. Various education programs are being started by the Securities and Exchange Board of India. Similarly, I'm just referring, I'll go into detail again, that NSDL. See, as you know, that in the past also we have discussed this issue, that there are two large depositories in this country. One is NSDL and other is CDSL, right? So NSDL is the oldest depository in the country. Through its depositories, right, it creates various awareness programs. So NSDL creates investors awareness about the depository processes and benefits of depository system. That nowadays shares are not being transferred, shares are not being issued in physical form. That whatever the investments you are making, even in the gold, in various commodities also, and the financial instruments like shares and bonds, these can be created, these can be kept in a depository account. So when you invest in these instruments like bonds, like shares, right, and even commodities, so these commodities can be bought and sold in the depository account. So NSDL make the investors aware that what are the benefits of opening a depository account and what are the processes of opening the depository account, the process involved, and the benefits of opening a depository account. And if you want to transfer these assets to somebody else, if you want to sell these assets, what precautions you have to take, so that no unauthorized person can take your stocks, take your bonds, take your assets from your depository account. Sometime like for example, just to give an example, sometimes what the investors do, that they sign their depository slips. Depository slip means that it is like a check. When you open an account in a depository like in the NSDL, right, a booklet will be issued to you, and through this booklet, whenever you sell any particular asset, like if you want to sell 100 share of XYZ Limited, what you will do is that you will fill this slip, this booklet, and you will write the name of the company, the number of shares, the date, and to whom you want to transfer it. The detail of the depository account of the transferee is to be filled, and then you sign it and give it to your stockbrokers, and which in turn will deposit this in the account in the NSDL, and your account will be debited and the other person's account will be credited. What normally investors do in order to save the time, or in order to, so that they don't have to go physically or they don't have to do electronically even, what they do is they fill this slip, right, and give it to they sign it, and as if you are signing your checkbook, and give it blank to the person, right. They do it and give to their brokers, so that any time when you sell the shares, automatically the slip will be filled and it will be transferred to the transferee account. There are chances that some people, your broker, may misuse it. So they always make you aware that never give this slip, give this booklet to sign to somebody else without filling it, right. So whenever you sell the shares, transfer it either through email or through whatever the processes are there, you use it, but don't depend on your broker, don't depend on the other persons, right. So that is you are aware that if you want that your depository account is not being misused, you must do the right processes. You must do the right things so that no unauthorized person can take your asset. Like these things. So investors depository means IDMs is an important communication channel used for this purpose. What NSD do is that it is create investor depository meets. So through investor depository meets, it make communication with the different people to make aware about the depository system. Similarly, the stock exchanges, the two stock exchanges, as all of us know, that Bombay Stock Exchange and the National Stock Exchange, that is popularly known as NSE and BSE, conducts various training and education campaign to guide the investors to spread awareness about do's and do nots of online transaction and NSE traded products. See, like for example, if you are talking of the NSE, these days, especially the millennial investors, they all do this online transaction. They buy and sell the shares online. They make all financial transactions online. That is a good thing. Making digital transaction is good. But you must safeguard your own interest while making the digital transaction. While making online transaction, what you are required to do, what you are not required to do, this is awareness campaign is being created by these stock exchanges. Ministry of Corporate Affairs. As I said, that in the past also, in the previous lecture also, that Ministry of Corporate Affairs also takes various measures, various steps to make investors aware, to take various steps to protect the investors. So Ministry of Corporate Affairs take proactive steps in protecting, in creating awareness among the investors. So Ministry of Corporate Affairs conducts investors awareness programs to protect the investors against fraudulent schemes and facilities informed investment decisions. What it does is that it, through its education programs, it facilitates the investors that you must take informed decision. The awareness programs are organized in association with three professional bodies. As we know, that Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, popularly known as ICAI, Institute of Company Secretary of India, popularly known as ICSI, and ICWAI, means Institute of Cost and Works Accounts of India. Right? These are three professional bodies which deals with the accounting and chartered accountancy, company secretary, cost accountant. These are bodies have a large membership and they have large number of students involved with them. They are registered with them. They are doing chartered accountancy, company secretary, cost accounting course. Right? Through in association with these bodies, right? Ministry of Corporate Affairs organize various programs. Right? So this is one. Ministry of Corporate Affairs, the stock exchanges, the NSDL, the SEBI, all these different bodies are actively involved in creating investors awareness program. Ministry of Corporate Affairs has a website, MCA21 website was also created for lodging investors' claim and for tracking their status. See, Ministry of Corporate Affairs has not only organized various conferences, seminars, education programs, but it has also created a website exclusively for getting grievances from the investors, and not only it gets grievance, but it see to it that these grievances are being settled, because these being a Government of India agency, Ministry of Corporate Affairs has a Government of India body, so Government of India see to it that investors' interest is being taken care of. The website provides information on various aspects such as role of capital market means stock markets, IPO investing. That is IPO investing. When I am saying IPO investing means what an investor should do while applying for an IPO. IPO means initial public offer. When for the first time a company offer its shares to the general public, that is known as IPO. Right? So what is IPO? How you should take that decision? What you should read while applying for an IPO? Like most of us, many of the investors don't read the prospectus of the company. Friends, your hard-earned money is involved, right? So whenever you are investing your money, it is being said in the common parlance, even when you go to the vegetable market to buy some vegetables, you check the quality, you check the price, and you roam around and see to it that the right quality of product is being given to you, right quality of vegetable is being given to you at right price. So when you are investing in a public issue, right, your money is involved, your large sum of money is involved. When this sum of money is involved, without reading the prospectus, without knowing the background of the management, without knowing about the product, about their systems, right, one should not invest. Because normally what the people do is that they are lured by the unofficial premium that is prevailing in the market. What happens practically, I am telling you that what happens in the stock market, that whenever a company comes in IPO, especially when the market is in good shape means when the market is rising. In such a scenario, when IPO comes in the market, many people creates premium in the grey market. Grey means unofficial market. Like suppose a company is coming out with an IPO at a price of rupees 500. That is, the company is going to issue a share at the rate of rupees in the range of 500 to 525, right? So this is the price range in which we call it book building process. This we discussed while talking about the IPO in the IPO lecture, right? So if the company is offering the shares at the book in a book building process through 500 to 525 range, what happens? Some people creates premium in the grey market. Grey means unofficial market. That if you want to sell the share, you can sell it, say for example, 100 rupees premium. Means 525 plus 100, you can sell it at 625 rupees without getting the shares. So sometimes people are lured by this premium that okay, if we get the allotment, that we will able to sell it at 625 rupees. That premium that is being created by that vested interest group, that has no legal sanctity, right? And that may be there at the time of allotment, that may not be there. You may get the allotment, you may not get the allotment, right? So these type of things happens. Some novice investors, some new investor are sometime lured by these premiums and apply for the share. Even if they don't sell in the unofficial market, but despite of that, they just by luring the premium that is being created by the grey market, they apply. Even the company doesn't turn to be that good, and at the time of listing, probably it may get listed at a discount. So then you feel that you are being cheated. Unnecessarily the premium was being created. So the moot point and the short point is that while you invest in an IPO, means through Ministry of Corporate Affairs tells you that it is just an example that what you should do while investing in the IPO, right? So how you do it, what is SBI account, how many days it takes in getting your account debited, right? What is the process of getting the allotment, and so on and so forth. So this all is available, this all information is available in the Ministry of Corporate Affairs on website. Stock investing, mutual fund investing, means how you can invest in the stock market, how you can invest in the mutual funds, what is mutual fund, what is unit, what are the different type of schemes that are there, stock trading, right? So how you can trade in the stock market, depository account, which I talked in the previous point when I was talking about NSDL, right? What is depository account? What is the process of opening the depository account? What is the process of maintaining the depository account? How much money is involved in opening the depository account, right? Debt market. In India, the debt market is also expanding at a fast rate. Not only the equity market, but debt market. What is debt market? I mean, what are the different type of instruments that are available in the debt market? Derivative markets, right? Derivative by future options and all those things. So indices, what is index? Indices means both these BSE and NSE has its own stock index. The index of the BSE is called Sensex and the index of the NSE is called Nifty, right? So what this indices means, how it is being made, what does it signifies, right? So these are the various issues. Index fund, I mean through mutual fund you can invest through index fund. Investors grievance and arbitration means if there is any grievance, any problem, what are the mechanism of solving these problems, investor rights and obligations, do's and do nots, etc. What it means is that Ministry of Corporate Affairs make you aware through your education programs, through its website about all these different aspects of investing, right? Whether it is related to the stock exchange, whether it is related to the depository, whether it is related to the trading in a market, whether it is related to the debt market, right? What are your rights, what are your obligations, what you are supposed to do, what you are not supposed to do. So all these things are detailed information is being provided by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs through its websites. So any person who want to invest in the stock market can go to the website of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and see to it that what are the informations related, see various information related to the capital market, the primary market and the financial markets. It publishes, Ministry of Corporate Affairs publishes a comprehensive guide in English and 2 smaller booklets in English, Hindi and other vernacular languages. Means not only in English and Hindi, in vernacular languages also a comprehensive guide is being published by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs for use of investors. These same are distributed to all investors participating in the investors awareness programs. As time to time Ministry of Corporate Affairs, right, create an investors meet, and in those investors meet the guide is being given at free of cost to the investors to make investors aware about the various instruments, about the functioning of the exchanges and about these things. Now, after talking of investors awareness by NSDL, by means depositories, by stock exchanges, by Ministry of Corporate Affairs, by SEBI, the other important aspect is Investors Education Protection Fund. Friends, this is also very important initiative by Securities and Exchange Board of India, that an Investor Education and Protection Fund has been created by the Securities and Exchange Board of India. So, Investors Education and Protection Fund authority was established in 2016 to administer Investors Education and Protection Fund. Regulation 4 provides for the amount to be credited to the fund, and contribution means who are the contributory to this fund, where from this fund will create. How this fund function I will tell you later on, but at the moment I will tell you how the funds is being received. Let me repeat what I said, that Investors Education Fund or Investors Education and Protection Fund authority, this itself is an authority which was established in 2016. The very idea of creating this fund is that the basic genesis or basic issue in this is that a fund is being created so that any person who is because of any reason is being cheated or because of no fault of his makes losses, in the sense that because of the, say for example, because of the default by a broker, member of the NSE or BSE, and that broker get insolvent, so he lost the money. So Investors Education Protection Fund can provide some relief to the investor because it is because of the exchange or because of the member default of the exchange the money is being lost by the investor. So Investors Protection Fund has the money, has a pool of resources. Through this pool of resources they can compensate to the investor to some extent. Friends, I will be continuing with Investors Education and Protection Fund in my next lecture. Thank you.